Hello, friends. Welcome back to EduTap. This is another session of Toppers Interview. In this session, we have Mr. Mayank Tiwari with us. So I welcome you, Mayank.
Thank you.
Now, let me inform you, Mr. Mayank has cleared NABARD Grade A in the Environmental Science stream. So I congratulate Mayank on this achievement.
Thank you, sir.
Congratulations, Mayank. So, Mayank, how's the feeling of having made it to NABARD?
So it's a very special one,
Oh,
and I am indeed fortunate to get there on the very first attempt.
okay, that sounds really great. So, Mayank, we'll begin by informing our viewers about your background. So, kindly go ahead.
Okay, I'm from Nainital, Uttarakhand. I completed my graduation in agriculture from Govind Vallabh Pant University of Agriculture and Technology in the year 2019. Then I cleared my ICR JRF exam and took admission in Division of Environmental Sciences in Indian Agriculture Research Institute, New Delhi.
Okay.
Then I started preparing for various government examination, and in that series, I appeared for NABARD Grade A exam and cleared the same. And this is
Oh,
my first attempt in NABARD.
okay. That's really great. Mayank, looking at your background, I see you come from a reputed college of Gobind Pant Agricultural Technology
Yeah,
College, and you
yeah,
pursued even your master's in from a decent college. I mean, you had an option of PhD versus the government jobs or any other
yeah.
job. So why specifically, what was your thought process then you entered into this stream? So kindly let me know.
Actually, sir, means the job I have got, it required a MSc degree.
Okay.
And when I completed my MSc, I was looking for various career prospects. So I thought if I apply for this NABARD grade A job in the specialist category,
Okay.
have better opportunity and I will get a edge over other contenders. Although in general category there was only one seat, so but I was confident in my subject, that is environmental sciences. That
Okay.
gave me the confidence to appear.
Hmm.
So I applied and got there.
That really sounds great, and really a huge round of applause to your confidence. Even though there was one seat, you still went for it all in.
Thank you,
So,
sir.
Mayank, was there any specific job, like as you said, you were looking for the government jobs and all? So,
Yeah.
NABARD was your first and primary choice, or it you just came across NABARD?
Like I told you, sir, that as I completed my MSc, I
Mm-hmm.
was looking for various government examination, and in the same series, I cleared IVPS AFO, Agriculture Field Officer,
Okay.
and then I also cleared my state uh, Assistant Agriculture Officer exam also.
Okay.
Then when I cleared both the government exams, so I was really confident of my preparation. So
Okay.
in the same series, I was also preparing for agriculture research services, and then NABARD notification also came. So I thought, let us look for better opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
So means then I started preparing for NABARD.
Okay. So you are planning to stick to NABARD, or you still further have any other?
No, so NABARD is the best career opportunity.
Okay.
I will definitely look forward to make a career there only.
Okay, okay, that sounds really good. Mayank, NABARD is more of an agriculture and rural development institute. And how exactly or what is the role of environmental science in the entire bigger picture?
Actually, sir, like if you see the annual report of NABARD,
Okay,
uh, there is a whole chapter dedicated to environment. What NABARD is doing in the field of environment, as you might be knowing that it is a custodian to the Green Climate Fund, and
okay.
National Adaptation Fund for Climate Change is also there.
Mm-hmm.
And apart from Adaptation Fund, NABARD also works in the field of watershed development and soil reclamation. There are
Okay.
various projects and afforestation activities also. There is one fund, Rural Infrastructure Development Fund,
Yeah, heard.
in which promotes afforestation. So
Mm-hmm.
my work was related to means somewhat afforestation and arboreal carbon sequestration. So it was asked in my interview also, how
Okay.
is your work related to environment and how will you contribute as a environment science students to the NABARD? So my work was very much overlapping with that afforestation activity.
Okay.
And
Mm-hmm.
I think there are means further scopes because after the COP26, government has five uh, goals in which it has set its means agenda to fulfill and accomplish these goals by the year 2030.
Okay, you are
One
talking about Panchamrit, huh?
Yeah, Panchamrit goals are there,
Okay.
five sets
Mm-hmm.
of goals. So
Okay.
one of means these five goals clearly elaborate the policy of government, like renewable energy,
Okay.
carbon sink is there,
Mm-hmm.
and reducing the emission intensity of GDP.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go through annual report of NABARD, it has given very detailed account that how is NABARD contributing to all those measures.
Okay. Okay.
So
Yeah.
environment science has direct relevance with NABARD.
Okay. You have given a very brief answer, Mang. So let us talk about your journey in specific. How has it been, you know? No, so were there any hardship faced during this entire preparation?
Sir, hardship is like because in prelims you there are eight set of subjects,
Okay.
and time management in these eight disciplines is the key. Like I heard last year that management and decision making paper was very tough in spite of scoring very highly in all the other disciplines. The candidates could not clear the decision and this management paper.
Okay.
So
Decision making component, huh?
this decision making component.
Mm.
So I was really unsure how to prepare that because no clear syllabus is given. So
Mm-hmm.
everybody prepares according to his own strategy. Very vague idea was there
Mm-hmm.
that management related questions will be asked, and either they will be case study or theories of management or theories of leadership or theories of motivation or
Mm-hmm.
some psychology related theories, and these are 10 questions. Means
Okay.
margin of error is very less.
Mm-hmm.
And seeing the scenario of last year, I was very much afraid regarding means that what will be the questions in that section. And
Okay.
regarding current affairs also, there are 20 questions. Before that, I had also applied for RBI Grade B. When I
Okay.
saw the current affairs in that paper, I was really scared because the kind of current affairs they were asking, I thought because I think they were asking current affairs 1 week back of the
Mm.
paper. So
Okay.
I thought if they asked that much recent current affairs, how much I prepare, whether the last 6 months or the last 3 months, or I should read the current affairs of last 1 week also. So
Mm-hmm.
current affair was also an issue, and because sir, in prelims exam there is composite time of 2 hours, and you
Okay.
have to decide yourself in which section you want to allocate how much time.
Exactly.
So
Mm.
in order to dispel that fear, I did a lot of mock tests, and initially I was struggling in reasoning. Some of
Mm-hmm.
the topics were there. Like I prepared 5 6 topics, but I
Mm-hmm.
prepared them thoroughly. Like
Okay.
blood relation were there,
Mm-hmm.
distance direction was there, and some puzzle based questions I prepared. I said to myself that I will do only 10 questions, but I will do them accurately, because
Okay.
ultimately the merit is based on your score in agriculture and rural development, economic and social issues,
Mm-hmm.
and general awareness. So
Okay.
I tried to focus more on these sections, and I told myself that I will attempt all the questions in these sections, because ultimately the score of these is only evaluated for your cumulative merit. But I made sure that I cleared the sectional cutoff in reasoning, quants, English section, computers, and
Okay.
this these sections.
Okay. So these were your hardships. So, Mayank, when did you start your NABARD preparation?
Sir, I think when the notification came, after that only I started seriously.
Okay. Okay. So, tell us any three important pillars that have really helped you achieve your dream, like it may be your family, your friends. What are in your case, if you were to mention
Sir,
any?
yeah, sir. First of all, first and foremost, my family, they really supported me.
Okay.
Second was set of my friends.
Okay.
Means whenever I was demotivated, I used to call them,
Mm-hmm.
and they used to keep my spirits high. And
Mm-hmm.
third will be, sir, I will say one of the most important pillars were my seniors, who
Okay.
helped me a lot during this journey. Whenever I was getting low marks in my test series, they would say that this is not the original exam.
Mm-hmm.
Mock tests are initially meant to be harder so that you prepare, you plan, you see your loopholes, and these are not the actual papers, but you should prepare consistently. Who knows? in the original paper questions will be easy, and from those questions which you have already prepared.
Okay.
So they really boosted my morale.
Okay, that's really good. So, Mang, now let us talk about the exam specific. So,
Yeah,
coming to phase one, is the phase one common for agri, like the environmental science stream, as the general stream?
yeah, it is common for all the stream, and there is same cutoff which everybody has to clear.
Okay, so let me inform my viewers. There are eight components in phase one. There are five non-merit and three merit. In five non-merit, we have quantitative aptitude, reasoning, English, computer knowledge, and decision making. So, Mayank, how did you prepare specifically for each component, and what were your sources?
Sir, mostly 80% of my preparation I had done online only, online
Okay,
mode. Regarding the quants and reasoning, there is one channel, very good channel on YouTube, Adda 247. For computer, I read Lucent book, and
okay.
I relied on the mock test questions.
Mayank,
Uh,
just this moment, your voice got stuck in between. So kindly repeat from your cont, like you prepared for Adda 247. Huh.
Yeah, Ada 247, it is a YouTube channel.
Okay.
Then English, I relied entirely on mock test.
Mm-hmm.
And for computer science, there is one book, Lucent GK. They
Okay.
have about 10, 12 pages of computer science section. So I
Okay.
revised that. And after that, I did mock test.
Mm-hmm.
Based on the basis of mock test, I searched the concepts and decision making, sir. There is one book, Handbook of Agriculture Extension by
Okay.
ICAR.
Mm-hmm.
So it contains a chapter on management. It contains theory of leadership, theory of motivation.
Mm-hmm.
I revised them thoroughly,
Mm-hmm.
and the rest portion I saw from YouTube videos, whatever the study material was available.
Okay. That's really good. So, Mayank, coming to merit section, that is general awareness, we have ESI and the RD component. So, what were your
Yeah.
sources for them? And I
So
believe this was completely new to you as well. I think ARD was you were kind of familiar with.
yeah.
ESI, you must be completely new. So, how did you prepare? Huh?
Sir, economic and social issues, like when I started preparing, I saw some previous year papers. So I analyzed the papers, and I saw that mostly questions were coming from budget and
Okay.
economic survey,
Mm-hmm.
and how much fund is allocated to one specific scheme of the government. These kind
Okay.
of questions they ask. So I was very thorough with the budget. I was very thorough with the economic survey.
Mm-hmm.
I saw the various analysis of budget and economic survey which
Mm-hmm.
are present on internet, and particularly I refer to Drishti IES, Drishti
Okay.
IES PDF on
Mm-hmm.
budget, Drishti IES portal on economic survey, and likewise many of the, especially UPSC aspirant,
Okay.
they need to see those things in very much detail for their answer writing. So I referred to the UPSC materials which were available on internet, so that I could have a firm grasp. And other than that, sir, like I said, mock test. I gave a lot of mock tests to see what kind of questions they asked. But ultimately, this year, economic and social issues section was very much tough,
Okay.
because
Mm.
uh, means whatever I prepared, it did very less questions were asked from that section.
Okay.
And I think when the mark sheet will come, we will see that I think very less cutoff will be there for that. Mostly people, I think, failed in that section only.
Okay.
So, and more or less, this section is related to current affairs also, economic
Mm-hmm.
and social issues. What
Okay.
RBI is doing, what government of India is doing,
Mm-hmm.
what NABARD is doing. So more or less, if you prepare budget, economic survey, and current affairs, policies of RBI, policies of NABARD, then you will be able to clear. Mostly they ask scheme about specific ministries, Ministry of Women Empowerment,
Mm-hmm.
Ministry of and Ministry of Social Justice, Ministry of HRD, like
Okay.
some important ministries, you should have idea of their flagship schemes and how much
Okay.
allocation has been done.
Okay. So, Mayank, let us know about the sources of your ERD preparation.
Sir, agriculture and rural development, first of all, my standard books, which I used to read in my UG for competitive exam.
Okay.
There is one competitive book of agriculture by Bhimraj Sunda,
Mm-hmm.
and there is one more book, Objective Agriculture by S.R. Kantwa,
Okay.
and uh, to supplement them, I also read the compiled agricultural notes. Mm, they are released by, I think, some university of Andhra Pradesh, and
Okay.
they are very compiled notes. It contains various agricultural schemes,
Mm-hmm.
uh, various recent current affairs related to the production estimates, the advanced production estimates of crops, horticultural crops, and animal husbandry data,
Okay.
the livestock census of India, forest
Mm-hmm.
survey of India. It is very good compilation of all the things which are generally asked in the exam. The
Okay.
fisheries statistics,
Mm-hmm.
specific schemes related to specific sector, like for horticulture development, what are the schemes? For farm mechanization, what are the schemes? For fisheries, what are the schemes?
Mm-hmm.
Likewise, a very good compilation is there. So I refer to these notes.
Okay. So, Mank, as you had mentioned earlier, that you were, quite frightened by the question paper of general awareness in RBI. So this time, how did you prepare for the NABARD general awareness? Though the weightage is not as huge as it is in RBI.
Yeah, sir. Sir, there is one channel I followed religiously. It is GK Today.
Okay.
So,
Mm,
based on your time, you can
mm,
have options. Either you see the weekly compilation or monthly compilation, or they
okay.
give their daily compilation of current affairs also.
Okay.
So I followed it religiously,
Mm-hmm.
and on the basis of that, I made some short notes, because ultimately it is multiple choice questions. You can
Okay.
eliminate the options if you
Mm,
know the correct answer.
mm-hmm.
So that channel only I referred, sir.
Okay. So that was more than enough for your
Yeah,
preparation.
sir. I was lucky. They asked means current affairs means 6 months old current affairs. They were asking. Like I had also prepared for RBI,
Okay.
so I was more or less in touch with current affairs. So
Okay.
I followed the same strategy, revised the same videos, same notes, but this time it worked for me.
Oh, that's really nice. So, Mayank, tell us the importance of mock tests for clearing phase one.
Sir, mock tests are like blueprint. It is like mirror. It shows you the reality that whatever you are reading, how much effort you are giving, ultimately the results matter. So on
Okay.
the basis of that result, means for me, mock tests were quite harsh, because I was getting very low score in that mock test.
Okay.
So while doing mock test, I used to keep a blank sheet with me. I
Mm-hmm.
used to write all those topics. I need to revise again,
Mm-hmm.
and what can be the related topics with that topic. If I am not able to solve one question on inflation,
Mm-hmm.
some inflation index they asked, and I was not able to answer, so I will write inflation, measures of inflation. I used to revise the entire chapter.
Okay.
And sir, mock test, because there are 8 subjects to manage in NABARD, so
Mm-hmm.
mock test plays a very important role. Otherwise, means sometimes people completely ignore the mock test, because they say that they have to complete the syllabus, and the syllabus is vast, and they get
Okay.
lost in the syllabus only. So mock
Okay.
tests give you a real idea, real time idea of your preparation, how much it is going.
Okay. They are like a reality check for one's preparation. Huh?
Yeah, reality checks.
Okay. Mayank, so how many mock tests did you give?
I think, sir, 20 to 25.
Oh, that's a very healthy number to give mock tests. So, friends,
Yeah.
you can take that number. Huh? So, Mayank, now tell us the importance of revision.
Sir, revision is like mock test and revision are ultimately related. First half I used to revise, second half I used to give mock test.
Okay.
So mock test is also one kind of revision, because
Mm-hmm.
whenever you give a mock test, you also go through the detailed answer. Then you
Okay.
refer to your own notes.
Mm-hmm.
So first study, then revision, then
Mm-hmm.
mock test. These three are means the flow chart.
Okay.
This must be the standard flow chart of your
Okay.
preparation. So if you are giving mock test, that means you have revised much,
Okay.
and some more points you can take from those mock tests, add them to your
Notes.
standard notes, and
Okay.
suffice them and revise them before the exam.
Okay. So that's a very foolproof strategy that has been followed by you, so that you don't leave anything missing out there. So now, Mayank, let us talk about phase two. Let me inform my viewers. There are two papers. One is descriptive English. The other one is the stream specific, like environmental science. So let
Yeah.
us talk about the descriptive English paper. I believe this was your first mains, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, how did you, since usually most of the examinations are held in pen and paper mode, so this was a completely new interface where you had to type online. How did you adapt to that interface?
Sir, first I made sure that whatever I write, I will write in Notepad only.
Okay.
Because in NABARD, the interface is like that. If you write 4 lines, then they become invisible. And after,
Okay.
when you are writing the fifth line, you cannot see the rest 4 lines.
Okay.
So Notepad is like that. There is no spell check. There is no grammar check.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever you are writing means it's absolute. So I made sure that I practice typing daily
Mm-hmm.
because the entire answers have to be typed there.
Okay.
And sir, English sections, there are 3 questions which are asked every year. One is essay, one is
Okay.
press, third
Mm-hmm.
is letter.
Okay.
So first essay.
Mm.
Sir, essay, I think more or less, if you are thorough with some current affairs of global importance, like climate change is the issue,
Okay.
and at that time, still also Russia-Ukraine war was an
Mm-hmm.
issue. Women empowerment in India is an issue
Mm-hmm.
always. Education is a issue. New education policy has been released, and skill
Okay.
development is a issue. Gender equality, renewable energy. According, because if you are preparing current affairs, you more or less know what are the current affairs of national and international importance, which can be asked in the essay section. I
Okay.
also used to read newspaper. Indian Express I was following religiously, and
Okay.
that also helped me in press writing,
Okay.
because the editorial section I used to read and try to make my own press.
Okay.
And that presse, while writing presse, you need to underline a few important word of the passage.
Mm-hmm.
uh, you make sure that you do not copy from there directly.
Mm-hmm.
In my case, I was extremely lucky. In essay section, they asked one essay on climate change. So
Okay.
I am an environment science student.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote it very well, the
Okay.
climate change. And in press, they asked about electrical vehicles. That too also I
Okay.
knew very well.
Mm-hmm.
So I condensed the press very well. And in the letter writing, there are some specific letter, complaint letters are there, order letters are there.
Okay.
Likewise, there are whole categories of letters, and I searched on YouTube
Mm-hmm.
what are the kind of letters. Means very good study material you can find online. What are their formats? And
Okay.
letter part is very scoring.
Mm-hmm.
After a letter, if you are good in writing, you make sure that your essay is fact loaded.
Okay.
Whenever I used to write essay, I used to have some quotes of
Mm-hmm.
some great persons who have said means something. If I am writing about agriculture, I will definitely write the quote of Jawaharlal Nehru. Everything else can wait, but not agriculture.
Okay.
And if I am writing essay on women empowerment, I will make sure to quote Hillary Clinton. Or science and technology, I will quote Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever I am concluding the essay, I will try to relate it with sustainable development goals,
Okay.
because ultimately there are 17 set of sustainable development goals.
Mm-hmm.
They relate to everything, like no poverty, zero hunger, good health and well-being, quality
Yeah. Yeah.
education, gender equality,
Mm-hmm.
climate action. Ultimately, most probably your essay will be related
Okay.
to those sustainable development goals, so
Mm-hmm.
it provides a very good conclusion part.
Okay.
So try to have means those 2 points, starting with quote and ending with sustainable development goals.
Okay.
And if you are writing a essay, so try to include some recent report. Like if you are writing about hunger and malnourishment, you can quote the Global Hunger Index. If you are
Okay.
writing about freedom of press, you can quote the Press Freedom Index.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you are writing about inequality in India, you can quote the World Inequality Report, which has been released by Oxfam.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you are writing about climate change, you can write about COP27, which was recently held in Egypt, and Global Shield Initiative and loss and damage mechanism. These were
Mm-hmm.
the major issues discussed there.
Okay.
So you try to relate it with recent reports also. It
Okay.
gives it means more or less everybody will be writing the same lines, the same definitions. It gives a different angle to your essay. And
Okay.
I think the interface is also like that, because copies are means your answer sheets are evaluated online only. They have
Mm-hmm.
some standard set of keywords.
Mm-hmm.
They look for that. If you
Okay.
have included that in your answer, then ultimately you will have a edge.
Okay. So again, that's a very well written essays, I guess. You must have scored really good marks in essay, and as well as the
Yeah, thanks,
entire
sir.
Prezi
Yeah,
and letter rating. So,
yeah.
Mag, let us now move on to paper two, phase two.
Yeah,
this paper, I think that might not have been the issue, like covering the syllabus, and there are a lot of questions,
yeah,
uncertainty with regard to the examination, especially in the environmental science. So
yeah.
through this interview you can also inform the future aspirants of environmental science. So someone who is preparing, who doesn't have a clear cut idea regarding what to prepare and how did you prepare, so this is a really good opportunity for you to enlighten the others as well.
Sir, the optional paper means the environment science paper, 50% questions are objective and
Okay.
50% questions are subjective. So for optional paper, I did the UGC previous year questions of environment science, because
Okay.
UGC exam is also objective in nature.
Okay. Okay.
So on the basis of that, I have some standard textbooks like Ecology and Environment by P.D. Sharma,
Okay.
Environment Engineering by Gilbert Master,
Mm-hmm.
Shankar IAS for
Okay.
environment is very good book.
Mm-hmm.
You can revise it. And if you want to read more ecology, you can refer to EP Odom, but this book can be skipped.
Okay.
Basically, three books will suffice: Gilbert Masters, P.D. Sharma, and Shankar IAS book.
Okay.
It will more or less cover your static part.
Okay.
And for writing, for the descriptive questions, sir, like they have given the syllabus, but they have written that this syllabus is not exhaustive, and
Okay.
questions from outside can also be asked.
Okay.
In the paper also, it was like that.
Mm-hmm.
They asked a lengthy question on green building. The
Mm-hmm.
word green building is nowhere listed in the syllabus, but
Okay.
I was reading the current affairs, so I knew what is the concept of green building
Mm-hmm.
and where is the green building in India.
Mm-hmm.
Ultimately, I have 5 6 very good points related to green building,
Mm-hmm.
so I wrote it very well. There
Okay.
was one question on soil pollution, and there was one numerical also, but that
Okay.
was given in optional section.
Okay.
Means there was a choice, so I attempted a
Uh,
renewable energy question. I
just a
left the
moment,
numerical.
Mayank.
Yeah,
So in
yeah,
the descriptive component, there are six questions, right? Three each
yeah,
in 15 marker, three each in 10 marker. So
yeah,
one question is mandatory, other two are optional, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
This is the
This is
same
like that.
pattern. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, now kindly continue. Huh?
So that numerical portion was given in the optional section.
Okay,
So I
15
skipped
marker.
it.
Uh-huh.
Huh. And
Okay.
there was one question on green building. There was
Mm-hmm.
one question on renewable energy. There was one question on soil pollution. Likewise, there were 2 3 more questions I am not able to
Okay,
recollect now.
okay.
But
Mm-hmm.
ultimately, they were related more or less to the current affairs, not to
Okay.
the syllabus which they had
Mm-hmm.
given.
Okay, I see. So yeah, did you stick to the word limit that was mentioned in the paper?
No, this is one of the major point I wanted to highlight. Never run behind the word limit, because
Mm-hmm.
if you are writing something and you think that it can be concluded in 150 words,
Mm.
do not write more than 150 words, because ultimately there are time constraint, and you will not be able to complete the paper. So just first write the most relevant points which has been asked, then you can elaborate your answer if you
Okay.
get the time in future. But
Mm-hmm.
don't chase the word limit in the mains,
Okay.
especially in your technical paper. In
Mm-hmm.
English, you can fulfill the word limit, because these are essay letter type questions. You can write means more or less near
Okay.
to that subject. But
Mm-hmm.
in the technical subject, the answer has to be very much specific, and it should contain the keywords and all the things which have been asked. It should be addressed first. Later on, you can elaborate your answer.
Okay. So Mayank, did you take any full length mock tests for descriptive component?
Sir, English only I was practicing,
Mm-hmm.
and means I used to design my own mock test. Like
Okay.
I used to have a stopwatch, and
Mm-hmm.
on that basis only I used to type, and I
Oh.
used to see my typing speed, how much I am able to type
Mm-hmm.
in that specific time frame. So that much means I prepared on my own.
Okay. So that was a very interesting strategy followed by you. You want to add anything, any source that you had left? So Indian Express was your current affairs element, and three books that you mentioned. That they were
Yeah.
more than enough for the entire descriptive
Y-
component.
Yeah, sir.
Okay, and as well as the objective component.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now let us move on to the interview part. So in
Yes,
the
sir.
interview basically comprises of one is your technical background and the other
Yes,
one
sir.
is your HR based question like why do you want to join NABARD, and there are other questions. So how
Yes,
did
sir.
you prepare for this HR and the other? I think this was your first interview or you have already cleared other
I had
exams.
already cleared, sir. Means I told in the beginning also, I
Okay.
cleared IBPS AFO.
Okay. Okay.
Then I had somewhat interview
Experience.
experience. Yeah.
Hmm.
So
So hi, yeah, good.
means, sir. Sir, I say that whenever you are preparing for interview, you give a detailed application form,
Okay.
basically your biodata or resume.
Uh-huh.
So whenever you are submitting it, go through it very, very critically, because ultimately questions will be asked from there only.
Okay.
So in my case, I had written that I had completed my MSc from Indian Agriculture Research Institute. So they were very much happy, because
Mm-hmm.
the previous chairman of NABARD, Mr. Chintala, was also from IRI. He is alumni of IRI.
Okay.
So they were more or less interested to ask my research work,
Mm-hmm.
that what was your MSc thesis,
Mm-hmm.
what were the major outcome of your work, how it
Mm.
can be applied to NABARD.
Okay.
Technical questions revolve around this.
Mm.
Then my subject in environment science, they asked what is NABARD doing in field of environment science,
Mm-hmm.
and based on the reply given by me, they were asking their next question. They were framing their next question. Like I said, NABARD is working in watershed development. Their
Mm-hmm.
next question was, what is the development between water? What is the difference between watershed and spring shed? What is the role of watershed development in Himalayan region?
Okay.
What is NABARD doing in field of watershed development in Himalayan region?
Mm-hmm.
What And I will say that there are two, three sources. Like there is one state focus paper.
Yeah, yeah.
uh,
Mm.
State focus paper. Everybody should read that
Okay.
before appearing in NABARD interview.
Mm-hmm.
So I have read that paper thoroughly,
Mm-hmm.
and there is also an annual report of NABARD. I had also gone through that thoroughly.
Mm-hmm.
So mostly answers I gave citing those reports and a state focus paper. Sir,
Okay.
according to the state focus paper, this much fund has been released for watershed development.
Mm-hmm.
This much for critical infrastructure development in Nainital district. This much is released for the Nainital Lake regeneration. That much for restoring warehouse infrastructure. So they were
Mm-hmm.
very happy listening to my
Okay.
answers,
Mm.
and they also gave me one case study,
Mm-hmm.
that one road has to be made from Himalayas to the Arunachal Pradesh. What will be the environmental implications of that road? You
Okay.
are coming from environment science, you tell us that.
Mm-hmm.
And like I gave them the answer. They said, Mayank, these scientists always criticize the government policies. So
Mm.
don't you think scientists are always very much negative and pessimistic? What should we do? So I said, sir, if the issue is of national importance, then scientists also understand
Mm.
that it is the need of ours. So they give a means warning note, but
Mm.
it is ultimately the democratically elected government which had to make decision.
Okay.
So they somehow like my answer.
Mm.
And one member asked, what is the always there is a tussle or conflict between environment and development.
Mm-hmm.
What is the way forward? So I said, it's a sustainable development,
Mm-hmm.
means both the pillars has to be managed.
Okay.
And like I said, the interview board was very much cordial. They
Mm-hmm.
were trying their best to make me at ease. And at
Mm-hmm.
last, they were asking any feedbacks which you want to give. So I
Okay.
thank you, sir. I do not have any feedbacks to give.
Okay.
So I just skipped that question. They said your
Mm.
interview is over. You can
Okay.
go. It lasted for 12 to 15 minutes.
Okay. So you had given a very balanced answer. So, what were your sources for the interview preparation? Like the Indian Express paper was there, and apart from that, the
Yeah,
state focus paper, and
yeah.
any other reports like NABARD annual report.
NABARD annual report was there, sir. State focus paper, newspaper were there, and my resume, my
Okay.
biodata. I
Mm-hmm.
was means I mailed it to some of my seniors and friends,
Mm-hmm.
and asked them to frame some questions,
Okay.
whatever came to their mind.
Mm-hmm.
So they just send me a few set of questions, like
Okay.
you come from, like one question was asked from there also,
Mm-hmm.
like I come from Himalayan state of Uttarakhand. What is the impact of climate change in
Mm-hmm.
Himalayas? So
Okay.
one question came from there also.
Mm-hmm.
Like my background, I come from agriculture, and
Mm-hmm.
I am also from agricultural family.
Okay.
So what issues my family faces, what
Mm-hmm.
I have seen in my village,
Okay.
and like that only I prepared.
Okay. So really, you mean you had simulated the interview experience beforehand and practiced it, and all
Yeah,
the
sir.
questions also sent by your seniors were they were realistic and very interesting questions. I see.
Yeah, sir.
Okay. So, Mayank, did you go through the interview transcripts of the previous candidates who had gone before you to attend the interview?
No, sir, I did not go through any transcript.
Okay, okay. So, friends, that was a very interesting session we had with Mayank. So, Mayank, do you have any parting advice for all the aspirants who are preparing for NABARD Grade A in environment stream in the upcoming years?
Sir, parting advice will be that consistency matters. So do not dishearten if you are getting means it is a part of journey. If you are feeling disheartened or underconfident,
Mm.
or many of the times you will feel that the schedule is very monotonous, and
Okay.
you will not be able to clear the exam. These are just normal emotions. It is common to have negativity during the
Mm.
exam preparation because it is competitive in nature. But you should really share these feelings to your friends, to your batchmate, to your seniors, to your family members. Have someone with whom you share these means feelings, and who
Okay.
can really means motivate you,
Hmm.
and have means continuously motivate yourself, so
Okay.
you will be able to get through.
So that was again a very interesting piece of advice given by Mayank. We wish you once again, we congratulate you, Mayank, on this achievement, and we wish you a lot of success in the coming time as well.
Thank you,
Thank you.
sir.
Thank you,
Thanks a lot.
everyone. Okay.